Building on the background of the 1972 film, it is important to understand who the real Jeremiah Johnson was, and how Robert Redford's portrayal relates to the true person. The real Jeremiah Johnson was born John Jeremiah Garrison Johnston in the 1830s in Virginia. After serving in the Civil War, he chose to leave his old life behind and headed west, seeking solitude in the mountains. Unlike the film's storyline, he became known for living alone in the wilderness, surviving off the land, and becoming a skilled hunter and trapper. His reputation grew through stories told by nearby settlers and Native Americans, some of which blurred the lines between fact and legend. Johnson was a loner, and his life was marked by hardships such as harsh winters, encounters with hostile tribes, and survival against the odds. The stories of him eating the liver of a mountain lion or fighting off enemies added to his mythic status, inspiring the film. However, the emotional depth and character development in the movie are dramatized and fictionalized to fit the narrative. Despite the creative liberties, Robert Redford captures the rugged independence and resilience of the man who chose to embrace solitude and nature over society. Ultimately, the movie pays homage to the spirit of the real Jeremiah Johnson, though it embellishes his story for cinematic effect. The film's portrayal reflects the legend that grew around the mountain man, rooted in the stories passed down over generations, while also weaving in elements created for storytelling. The true Jeremiah Johnson's life remains a testament to the enduring appeal of frontier survival and the desire for solitude, making him a legendary figure in American folklore. In the 1972 movie Jeremiah Johnson, the story centers around a man who seeks to find peace and solitude in the wilderness, but behind the film's narrative lies a connection to real-life events. The real mountain man's name was actually John Jeremiah Johnson, a trapper who lived many years ago. According to accounts, Johnson was a tough and fierce individual, but what makes his story even more compelling is the violent and revengeful nature of his actions. He was known for cutting out and eating the livers of Crow Indians, a tribe involved in a tragic conflict with him. This act was driven by a desire for vengeance because they had killed his wife. Johnson's decision to hunt and kill members of the Crow tribe highlights the intense personal motivation behind his wilderness journeys. His story reflects a complex mixture of survival skills, raw emotion, and a desire for justice. The film draws inspiration from these real events, portraying a man shaped by hardship, loss, and a relentless quest for redemption. Johnson's life story is a vivid example of how personal tragedy and the brutality of frontier life can forge a person's path in the wild, emphasizing themes of loneliness, resilience, and the darker sides of human nature. Through this legacy, the film offers a glimpse into the raw and sometimes violent reality behind the legend of the mountain man, reminding viewers of the harsh truths that can lie beneath stories of adventure and survival. Because of their strong desire for authenticity, Robert Redford and Lloyd Richards Pollock negotiated with a studio to film Jeremiah Johnson on location in Utah instead of using a Hollywood backlot. This decision allowed the filmmakers to capture the natural landscape and rugged wilderness that are central to the story, giving the movie a realistic and immersive feel. The screenplay was written by John Milius and Edward Arnold, who worked together to craft a story that would resonate with audiences and portray the survivalist spirit of the main character. Their script emphasized the challenges of living in the wild and the wilderness's beauty, which became a key part of the film's tone. Securing the location was not easy. The filmmakers had to convince the studio that filming in Utah would add authenticity and value to the movie. Their efforts paid off, and they succeeded in creating a visual setting that truly reflected the harsh environment Jeremiah Johnson faced. Because of their negotiations, the film was granted a budget of $4 million, which was significant at the time, allowing for detailed outdoor scenes and careful production work. This combination of a compelling screenplay and a commitment to authenticity and location helped make Jeremiah Johnson a standout film. Its realistic portrayal of frontier life and the natural beauty of the Utah wilderness continued to be appreciated by audiences and critics alike. The production team's dedication to real settings and original scripts contributed immensely to the movie's lasting impact. While making the movie Jeremiah Johnson in 1972, most scenes were filmed on or near Robert Redford's 600-acre property in Utah. This location provided the natural landscape that became an important part of the film's authentic feel. Some scenes, however, were shot in different areas farther from the property to capture the diverse scenery of the American frontier. Robert Redford, who played the main role, took a hands-on approach during the filming process. He personally scouted many locations to find the perfect spots to shoot, ensuring the landscape matched the story's wilderness setting. Redford was also quite adventurous, and performed many of his own stunts, especially those involving climbing and physical challenges, since he was an avid climber. This added to the realism of his character's survival skills. The casting of local talent was also significant. Many American Indians from northern Utah were hired as actors and extras, bringing authenticity and cultural depth to the film. Some scenes were filmed near St. George, Utah, a place where Redford had already gained recognition from his previous role in the film, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. This familiarity with the region helped streamline the production and add a sense of continuity to Redford's work in Utah. Overall, the combination of natural beauty, careful location choices, Redford's personal involvement, and the inclusion of local talent contributed greatly to the film's authentic atmosphere. Despite the tough conditions during the filming of Jeremiah Johnson in 1972, Robert Redford found joy in working closely with actor and friend Pollock. Their collaboration was marked by a strong sense of camaraderie, which helped them endure the many hardships faced on set. The environment was often harsh, with freezing temperatures causing frostbite that tested their resilience. They also battled illnesses like strep throat and pneumonia, which made filming even more difficult. Lieutenant heavy snow and unpredictable weather added to the challenges, making every scene a test of patience and perseverance. However, their friendship and dedication pushed them to overcome these obstacles. Redford and Pollock supported each other through the physical struggles and emotional fatigue, knowing how important the project was. Despite the severity of the weather and health issues, they remained committed to completing the film. Their teamwork and determination were key in bringing Jeremiah Johnson to life, and in the end, they managed to finish the movie successfully, leaving a lasting impression of their hard work and friendship. Initially, the role of Jeremiah Johnson was closely eyed by well-known actors such as Lee Marvin and Clint Eastwood. However, due to conflicts and scheduling issues, neither was able to take on the part. This change led to Robert Redford being chosen to play the main character. Redford was a popular actor at the time and brought a sense of authenticity and strength to the role. Along with his casting, Redford also recommended Sidney Pollock to direct the film. Pollock was an experienced director who had previously worked on other projects, and his involvement was seen as a good fit for the rugged, natural story of Jeremiah Johnson. Because of a limited budget, the film's music was not composed by well-known composers, but instead was created by John Rubinstein and Tim McIntyre. They had to work within the tight financial constraints, which often meant doing more with less. The producer, Sidney Pollock, was so committed to making the film work that he mortgaged his own house to cover budget shortfalls. This act of personal sacrifice allowed the film to be completed without sacrificing the quality of production. Due to the tight budget, strict management of money was necessary. The cast and crew worked carefully, and the filmmakers shot scenes efficiently, often refusing to shoot second takes. This approach kept costs down and ensured that the movie was finished on time and within the limited funds available. Despite these constraints, the film was successfully made and became a notable Western movie of its time, appreciated for its realistic portrayal of frontier life and the perseverance of its characters. All these decisions and sacrifices helped bring the story of Jeremiah Johnson to the screen in a memorable and impactful way. Since principal photography for the 1972 movie Jeremiah Johnson began in January 1971, the production process was carefully managed to capture the rugged and authentic atmosphere of the story. The filmmakers emphasized creating a realistic depiction of life in the wilderness, which was reflected in their shooting style and choice of locations. After filming wrapped, the filmmakers dedicated more than 7.5 months to editing the movie, a period during which the film was meticulously assembled in the editing room. Unlike many productions that rely heavily on daily rushes or extensive footage, Jeremiah Johnson featured minimal dailies, which meant that the editors had to work with a limited amount of raw material to craft the final version. This approach allowed the editors to focus deeply on the film's rhythms, mood, and performances, ensuring that the natural feel of the story was maintained, and that the pacing suited the serious and contemplative tone of the movie. The focus on these elements helped bring out the subtlety of the characters and strengthened the emotional impact of the story. Every cut, transition, and sequence was carefully chosen to enhance the mood, emphasizing moments of solitude, danger, and resilience faced by the main character. Overall, the editing process was a significant part of shaping Jeremiah Johnson into a film that balances realism with poetic storytelling, highlighting the importance of mood and performance over excess footage. The film opens with a 3-minute overture, setting a slow, deliberate tone for the story ahead. Halfway through, there is a 2-minute break, providing a brief pause that reflects the film's pacing. This unique approach to the film structure added an unusual layer to the overall experience, making it stand out from other films of the time. The film's airing on ABC in 1976 was an incredible success, drawing large viewership numbers, second only to the legendary broadcast of The Sound of Music. It captivated a wide audience, cementing its place in TV history. A distinctive element of the film was the inclusion of Tanya Tucker, a future country music superstar. Tanya, who was a local resident, famously pestered actor Robert Redford until he finally gave in, casting her in a small role as a blonde girl hiding in a root cellar. This moment, while brief, marked the beginning of her rise to fame in the country music world. Tucker's appearance in Jeremiah Johnson adds an interesting layer to the film's casting choices, as she was not yet the household name she would become in the coming years. After several months of searching and auditions, the filmmakers finally found the right actress to play Swan, the wife of Jeremiah Johnson. It took 3 months to find someone who could bring the character to life authentically and convincingly. During this process, the casting director spotted Dale Bolton, who had previously appeared in the TV series Monk, but this was her only film role. Her natural screen presence and suitability for the part made her the perfect choice for Swan. To help Dale Bolton accurately portray her character as a Native American woman living in the wilderness, the filmmakers enlisted a technical director who was a Flathead Indian. This expert provided valuable coaching, teaching her about the customs, mannerisms, and ways of life of the Flathead people. The coaching ensured that her portrayal was respectful and genuine, adding depth and authenticity to the film. The collaboration between Dale Bolton and the technical coach helped bring realism to her performance, making her role as Jeremiah's Indian wife both meaningful and believable. The process of casting and coaching was an essential part of creating the film's authentic atmosphere and respectful representation of Native American culture. The movie Jeremiah Johnson is inspired by the real-life story of Liver-Eating Johnston, a mountain man known for his survival skills and wilderness adventures. The character of Jeremiah Johnson in the film is based on him, and the story reflects aspects of Johnston's life and experiences in the American frontier. However, although the film closely follows many details of the real person's story, it takes some artistic liberties when it comes to certain events. For example, the film shows Jeremiah Johnson's wife being killed by a raiding Blackfeet party, which aligns with the historical account of Johnston's wife dying in a Native American attack. Yet, the movie changes the reason behind her death, suggesting that it was caused by violations of sacred burial grounds, rather than the actual raid itself. This deviation adds a moral and cultural dimension to the story, emphasizing respect and reverence for Native traditions, even though it differs from the real events. Such differences highlight how movies often adapt history to create themes that enhance storytelling, sometimes leading to inaccuracies or alternate interpretations of actual happenings. Despite these changes, the core of Johnston's story remains, portraying a man shaped by loss and the wilderness, striving to survive in a harsh and unforgiving environment. The film's portrayal of his life captures the spirit of the American frontier, while also reflecting the broader cultural themes of respect, honor, and the consequences of misunderstandings with Native tribes. These elements make the movie both a compelling story and a reflection, albeit a slightly altered one, of a fascinating chapter in American history. After examining Johnston's story, it becomes clear that his sense of revenge was driven by a personal loss that deeply affected him. In real life, Johnston identified a Blackfeet warrior who had taken his wife's Tennessee rifle, a symbol of his past and a reminder of what he had lost. This recognition fueled his desire for retribution, pushing him to pursue justice in his own way. To strengthen his chances of success, he gathered other Native Americans, especially Flathead warriors, who shared his sentiments and could help him in his quest. His actions were marked by danger as he faced multiple attempts to scalp him, each attempt highlighting the ongoing violence and the harsh realities of his life. These encounters showed that his revenge was not merely about personal grief, but also about confronting the brutal truths of the frontier, where violence was common and survival was a constant struggle. Johnston's story illustrates how revenge can be intertwined with the harsh truths of reality, revealing the complexities of human emotions amid brutal circumstances. His journey underscores that revenge often involves not just personal justice, but also facing the raw, and sometimes painful truths of life in the wild frontier. After deciding to include realistic and intense scenes in the film, Sidney Pollack dedicated more than 2 weeks to filming with a grizzly bear. These scenes showed the power and unpredictability of wild animals, and added authenticity to the movie. Robert Redford, who played the main character Jeremiah Johnson, helped control the film's rhythm by being present in many scenes that had little to no dialogue, and relied heavily on background sounds. This helped create a serious and immersive atmosphere for viewers. Despite its relatively modest budget of $4 million, the movie became a huge success. It earned more than $44 million at the box office in 1972, making it the 7th highest-grossing film of that year. The film's mix of adventure, nature, and Redford's powerful performance drew many audiences. The scenes with the grizzly bear are still remembered as some of the most intense and realistic moments in Western movies. Their successful combination of action and storytelling helped make the film a classic. The film's success showed that audiences appreciated authentic portrayals of nature and survival stories, especially when combined with talented acting and careful filming. Many people viewed the film as a true depiction of the wilderness and the challenges faced by those living in it. As a result, Jeremiah Johnson remains a famous and influential film for fans of outdoor adventures and classic Western movies. In the movie Jeremiah Johnson from 1972, the character Bear Claw plays an important role in the story. Will Geer's Bear Claw character is a wise and experienced Native American who teaches Jeremiah Johnson how to survive in the wilderness. Throughout their time together, Bear Claw shares his knowledge about the land, how to find food, and how to stay safe from dangers like wild animals and harsh weather. His lessons are important, and they help Jeremiah to become a skilled and strong wilderness person. As their relationship develops, Bear Claw becomes not just a teacher, but also a friend. Their final meeting is a powerful moment in the film. It shows how tough the wilderness can be, and how much Jeremiah has learned from Bear Claw. It also highlights the bond between the student and the teacher, a bond built on trust, respect, and shared experience. Their last encounter emphasizes the reality of living in the wild, where nature is both beautiful and dangerous, and where survival depends on knowledge, skill, and the help of others. The scene leaves a lasting impression about the importance of learning and the strength of human connections in the face of nature's challenges. Jeremiah Johnson is a compelling and nuanced Western that stands apart from conventional genre fare, offering a deeply reflective and atmospheric portrayal of a man's quest for solitude and self-reliance in the rugged wilderness. The film chronicles the journey of a Civil War veteran, Jeremiah Johnson, played masterfully by Robert Redford, who seeks to escape the chaos of society by immersing himself in the natural world as a mountain man. Throughout his journey, Johnson encounters a range of characters and challenges that test his resilience, morality, and understanding of humanity. Critics have praised the film for its poetic storytelling, emphasizing that it functions as a thinking man's Western. Rather than focusing on traditional action sequences or melodramatic plot twists, the movie explores themes of survival, man versus nature, and the devastating impact of tribal conflict. Redford's performance is widely regarded as superb, laid back yet intense, capable of delivering moments of humor and seriousness with equal finesse. His portrayal embodies a rugged authenticity that resonates with viewers seeking a more philosophical and immersive Western experience. The supporting performances also contribute significantly to the film's richness. Will Geer as Bear Claw Chris and Stefan Durash as Delgay are noted for their compelling portrayals, adding depth to the narrative and embodying facets of frontier life that contrast with or complement Jeremiah's solitary existence. Their characters enhance the authenticity of the portrayal of Native American and frontier characters, providing viewers with a broader perspective on the complex relationships and tensions of the time. Visually, the film is a standout, with cinematography capturing the stark beauty and majesty of the wilderness. The natural landscape becomes a character in itself, emphasizing the themes of endurance and harmony with nature. The visuals elevate the story, making the environment a vital element of Jeremiah's spiritual and physical journey. Some viewers have pointed out that the film's deliberate pacing and emphasis on atmosphere may not cater to audiences expecting non-stop action or rapid storytelling. Instead, the narrative is contemplative inviting viewers to ponder the protagonist's internal struggles as much as his external ones. However, the film is not without its criticisms. Some have remarked on its editing, particularly during sequences of violence or action, which can feel disjointed or choppy, making it occasionally difficult to follow who is involved or what is happening. These moments can detract from the immersive experience for some viewers who prefer smoother, more seamless action scenes. Nonetheless, these issues are often outweighed by the film's overall tone and thematic depth. The film also addresses the darker aspects of human nature, tribal warfare, violence, and the loss of innocence, highlighting how civilization's chaos often intrudes upon the serenity of the wilderness. Jeremiah's battles with nature and mankind underscore the fragile balance between survival and tragedy, making the film a profound meditation on the costs of retreating from society and the inevitable confrontations with the primal aspects of human existence. In sum, Jeremiah Johnson is a unique and thought-provoking Western that eschews conventional excitement for a more introspective portrayal of its protagonist's life. Its focus on character development, atmospheric visuals, and philosophical themes makes it a standout within the genre, appealing to viewers who appreciate contemplative storytelling over simplistic action. While it may not satisfy those seeking rapid-paced adventures, it offers a richly textured narrative that explores the primal forces shaping humans and their environment. Ultimately, the film is a powerful reflection on solitude, resilience, and the sometimes tragic collision between man and the wilderness he seeks to tame. As we reflect on the gripping journey of Jeremiah Johnson and the rugged wilderness he navigated, there's more to uncover beneath the film's surface. Up next, we reveal what happened to the cast after the cameras stopped rolling. Fascinating stories emerge about their lives beyond the screen, from unexpected careers to surprising twists of fate. Some actors faced dramatic changes, while others found ways to nurture their love for the outdoors and storytelling. This bonus segment dives deep into the personal paths taken by the cast members, unveiling secrets and surprises that stayed hidden during production. Their journeys are as compelling as the film itself, and what we discover might just change how you see the story and those who brought it to life. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear will add a whole new dimension to the world of Jeremiah Johnson. Will Geer's portrayal of Bear Claw in the 1972 film Jeremiah Johnson is a striking example of his ability to embody complex, rugged characters rooted in the harsh realities of frontier life. In this role, Geer exuded a silent strength and an understanding of the wilderness that made Bear Claw both intimidating and wise. His performance reflected a deep connection to nature and a somber dignity, which resonated with the darker themes of struggle, survival, and the loss of innocence. This role was a highlight in a career marked by intense character work, but Geer's life outside the screen carried its own shadows. As an outspoken activist and supporter of radical causes during the turbulent 1960s and early 70s, his political beliefs sometimes brought controversy and alienation from Hollywood circles. Geer's personal hardships included financial struggles, health issues, and ongoing battles with depression, which many see as underlying his intense screen presence. His activism led to trouble with authorities, and his outspokenness sometimes made him a target of censorship and scrutiny. After the film and television successes, Geer's life was marred by the loss of his beloved farm, his health decline, and the weight of his convictions. The last known information indicates that he quietly withdrew from the public eye before passing away in 1978, leaving behind a complex legacy of artistry, activism, and personal resilience. Paul Benedict portrayed Reverend Lindquist in the 1972 film Jeremiah Johnson, a role that showcased his ability to embody characters of quiet authority and moral complexity. His portrayal revealed a man of stern conviction who served as a moral compass amidst the wilderness's chaos. The character's presence underscored Benedict's talent for capturing subtle nuances that reflected inner turmoil and steadfast resolve, enriching the film with a deep sense of authenticity. Beyond this role, Benedict's career was marked by a distinctive stage and television presence. He became known for his sharp wit, understated humor, and his unique physical mannerisms, which earned him recognition in both comedic and dramatic roles. His career, however, was not without shadows. Benedict faced personal hardships that included struggles with health and financial instability, often compounded by the intense scrutiny that came with fame. Rumors of behind-the-scenes conflicts suggested he was a private man burdened by internal battles, yet he maintained a reserved demeanor. Scandals or public controversies are notably absent, but his later years were marked by a quiet retreat from the limelight, leading to speculation about ongoing personal struggles. The last known reports of Benedict indicate a life lived out of the public eye, with little information on his final days. Despite the mystery surrounding his later life, his contributions to film and theater remain significant, leaving a legacy of subtlety and depth. Tanya Tucker portrayed Quillen's daughter in the 1972 film Jeremiah Johnson, a role that showcased her budding talent at a young age. Her character was a symbol of innocence and vulnerability amidst the harsh wilderness environment. Her performance was subtle, capturing the fragile psyche of a girl witnessing the brutal realities of frontier life. This early role placed her in a stark, gritty narrative that contrasted sharply with her later country music career. Tucker's transition from acting to music was remarkable, marked by early success, and a meteoric rise driven by her raw voice and rebellious spirit. Her life beyond the screen has been riddled with personal hardships, including struggles with addiction, turbulent relationships, and legal issues. She faced scandals that often overshadowed her professional achievements, such as run-ins with the law and reports of substance abuse. Despite these setbacks, Tucker's resilience kept her relevant, though the darkness lurking beneath her persona has cast a shadow over her legacy. The latest reports suggest she remains a figure of enduring influence in country music, though her life continues to be a complex tapestry of triumph and turmoil. Her journey illustrates a life fiercely lived through storms, with recent updates indicating she is still fighting to maintain her place in the industry while confronting old wounds. Robert Redford's portrayal of Jeremiah Johnson in the 1972 film etched a lasting image of a solitary, rugged mountain man seeking peace away from society's chaos. His character embodied resilience, staring into the void of nature's brutality, hinting at a deeper inner struggle. This role cemented Redford's reputation as a serious actor capable of capturing complex human emotions amidst stark wilderness. Beyond the screen, Redford's career evolved into a symbol of Hollywood integrity, founding the Sundance Film Festival to promote independent cinema and challenging the industry's mainstream dominance. His life, however, was not free from hardship. He faced career setbacks, notably when he turned down major roles that could have catapulted him further into superstardom, revealing a desire for artistic control over fame. Personal hardships surfaced as well, including struggles with balancing his rising fame and maintaining privacy, compounded by rumors of substance abuse early in his career, which he publicly addressed. He endured personal losses and health challenges, yet remained resilient, committed to environmental causes and social activism. The last available information shows Redford quietly stepping back from public life, focusing on philanthropy and reflection. He continues to be a rare figure of integrity in Hollywood, leaving behind a legacy grounded in acting, activism, and steadfast independence. Jeremiah Johnson remains a classic film that captures the spirit of adventure and survival in the rugged American West. Its story of a man seeking a new life in the mountains, facing difficult challenges like harsh weather, dangerous wildlife, and isolated living, still resonates today. The performances by Robert Redford and the supporting cast brought this story to life, making it a memorable journey of resilience and courage. Many viewers grew up watching this film and remember feeling inspired by Jeremiah's determination to overcome obstacles and find peace in nature. If you watched this movie during your childhood, you might recall the sense of exploration or the awe of the wilderness. What memories does Jeremiah Johnson bring back for you? Did it influence your love for adventure or nature? We'd love to hear your stories and how this film touched your life. Share your thoughts in the comments below and keep the spirit of exploration alive. Thank you for watching and reminiscing with us about this timeless